That's where I've had to place him. The feelings I wasn't powerful enough to control, I put them there. I put him there. Closed up in the recesses of my mind. People say to me all the time, I couldn't do what you did. I tell them, I didn't do it. I couldn't do it. It began 6 months ago, on a road we had driven thousands of times. Okay, here we go. Just wait for the signal, and then I'll call you in, okay? Quiet. She's gonna hate me for this. But she's gonna love me too. Shh. Surprise. Happy Mother's Day.
No.
Happy Mother's Day, honey.
Thank you.
Oh, I'll get it. Whoa, there she goes again. No.
Sorry.
It's just water. It'll dry, don't worry about it. No? What happens when you take one of those a day?
Well.
Ta-da!
Like magic.
Can I eat or we're starving?
Bring him in! Come on, guys!
Sam's.
I love you, Mom.
Sam can do that.
Oh, I love this.
What's wrong with your face? It's all wet.
Mom's getting the full treatment.
You need to stay with us.
Imagine a grassy outside, cool, sun on your face.
Are you sure you want another one of these, honey?
This is heaven.
What's your name? What do you hurt? Ribs? Okay, we're gonna put this collar on.
Chris?
All right. Okay, we're gonna grab your shoulder.
I'm gonna get you to the hospital, Chris. Just stay with me, okay?
How's the driver of the other car?
Just hang in there, okay?
What motors are going to work best at what assembly? But before we can answer that question, all right, so let's move on to a different topic, something that I know you're all very interested in. That's really what Chris
So that's, of
is
course,
about.
where Chris's expertise lies, so I'm going to go ahead and pose that question to him. Chris? Chris, servo motors or linear motors?
I'm sorry. I didn't get the question.
Did you only shave half your face today?
Yeah, I guess I did. It's a style thing.
Looks good. You know, Carl, maybe you should try that. You might close a sale sometime. But seriously, Carl, have you seen these arrays at the Cincinnati Assembly?
Well, we don't have one there, but there's a proprietary software written by a guy in Chicago. What I have seen.
Sometimes I think life around me, this daily grind, should stop. Give me time to wake. But it all just keeps going. The year of firsts. That's what my crisis intervention counselor told me it would be.
Dad, you're late again.
Hey, Ben. Sam. Yeah, I got hell of a load. Sorry. How was your day?
Good. Maybe you should buy me a cell phone so I know where you are.
Yep. Right after I buy you a new car. You see about that?
I know.
What anyone says, nice guys finish last. We can't have our senators playing softball. I mean, really. Check your Florence Nightingale act at the door, all right? It's called reality.
Dad, come on, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Hey, Sam. Okay, let's see what we got. What is... Whew. That's, about...
Just order pizza.
Yeah. I'm sick of pizza. This house used to be filled with noise. Could never get any work done. TV, violin out of tune, piano practice, microwave beeps, chasing, fights, endless giggling. I just hit snooze and sleep through it all. Now it's too quiet to even sleep.
Can you hold it down?
Dad. Hey. You scared me. Can we use the car? Where you going? I didn't even know you were home. Do you want a bite?
Can I spend the night at Jason's? I got my phone.
Sure, sure. Just, be careful, okay?
Can't believe.
Absolute devastation. I'm still in shock.
Inside this mangled car was Christopher William, his pregnant wife Michelle, and 3 of his 4 children.
Oh, I'm so sorry to be late. You guys must be starving. This place is a mess. What are you doing?
Dad got pizza.
Again?
Yeah, again.
What are you doing?
I'm just studying up. I was pretty out of it after. I can't remember exactly what happened.
You better be careful what you're saying on television. Lawyers are going to hold you to this.
Yeah, I know, Ma.
What do you mean you know?
I got the notice. We go to court in 3 weeks.
I'm going to testify for you.
You know, Mom, I don't think that's a good idea.
Why not?
I just don't want you to hear all the details, you know. There might be pictures and...
Just are you trying to tell me to stand back, Chris?
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm not going to stand back. If that's what you're trying to tell me to do,
That's
don't
not what
even
I'm
go
saying.
there. Oh, I can't take this. I really look at this and it totally upsets me. You're going to remember one thing from me. Yours was an accident, Chris, but his was a choice. So it's from here to there. Do you understand? That's how wrong he was. And that's how he destroyed everybody's life here. That'll never change, and 4 people are dead. That's enough. Do you want peanut butter and jelly? That's all I've got. Say yes.
Sure.
Turn that thing off.
And history and how close he is to the age of 18.
Houdini, the great escape artist, when he knew his mother was dying, at her bedside, he made a plan with her. They agreed that when she died, she would come back from the other side to prove the existence of an afterlife. How? They decided on a key word. One secret code word. If he heard that word from a psychic, a soothsayer, a medium, that would be his proof. It would mean that his mom was still there, somewhere, sending him a sign. It's just water. It'll dry, don't worry about it. Houdini watched and waited.
Open your eyes, please. Open your eyes. Open your eyes for me, please. We're gonna take good care of you. This was some of the friends, right? Take care of everything. I don't want you to worry about it. Your heart is vitals. Give me a rundown here, please.
Blood pressure is 60/40. It's tachycardic at 115.
How's your breathing, Mr. Williams?
Respirations are 30.
Let's get a good cap refill. In your chest, lower abdomen? Yes, okay. All right, good enough. Just open your eyes, stay with us a little bit, and we'll get you out of this. Stay with it, Chris. Stay with us.
I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry. This is a mess. Couldn't they have cleaned him up a little better than this, damn it?
Dad. Oh.
Sorry, son. Oh, Michael. He wants to see you.
Michael. No. I'm sorry, son. I'm so sorry.
be all right.
Okay. Here's what they're going to argue. They're going to say that he was underage and should be tried as a juvenile. We're going to argue that he was 2 months away from his 18th birthday and should be tried as an adult. I think the judge will see our way.
Okay.
Oh, another thing, don't call it an accident. Call it a crash. We don't want to in any way imply that this was an act of God. He chose to drink and drive. There's no accident about it. Got it?
What kind of sentence will he get?
30 plus for something like this?
You know, I'm having a hard time knowing how to feel about that.
It doesn't really matter how you feel. What mattered is what happened. The law takes care of the rest. The law puts the criminal where he belongs, in a box with steel bars. He drank like an adult. He gets tried like an adult. He's going away for a very long time.
30 years. That's, you know, he won't have much of a life by the time he gets out.
Chris, the difference between juvie and adult isn't just simply 3 years versus 30. If he's tried as a juvenile, he gets out at age 21, scot-free, his record expunged, like this never happened.
Yeah.
Chris, with all due respect, you're not in a mindset to see the situation clearly, and understandably, you're in a highly emotional state. I see this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I'm on your side. An eye for an eye, right? Look, the state wants justice. So do you.
Life in the middle of the night. A blurry divide between a bad dream and reality. Sometimes, I think about how easy it would be just to steer into one of those barricades. Those are the thoughts that come to mind when you're driving at 3 a.m.
Anyone out this late must have something on his mind.
No, you should clean that thing. It's pretty nasty.
I just cleaned the bathroom.
So?
It's one or the other.
Why?
I don't want to clean the bathroom and touch the microwave.
That's a valid point.
You look familiar. Why are you here this hour? You lost?
No, I just like to get away sometimes.
What, like a vacation?
Yeah. This is my vacation.
Right. You come here because you are drawn here. It is a place of healing.
Yeah.
You believe in guardian angels? It's pretty non-committal. Where's your faith? I think that's why you're so alone. They're bored with you. You're too solid. You don't need anyone. You
Yeah.
should bust a water pipe, let something flood out, and they'll show up. This life is a flash in the pan. You'll never get to heaven if you can't decide these things.
You know, I thought this was heaven.
No, this is hell.
Michelle loved searching for seashells on the beach. She always collected moments. Fireworks, small laughs, holidays, decorations, family photos.
Pretty, huh? Make a good mermaid top.
She loved fireflies. It took years before she saw a real one. Michelle always saved her time. It's the one thing she wanted. Now I can't give it to her.
Is that full yet?
Oh. Yeah, sorry. Guess I'm a little distracted.
Glad I stopped you before it got on your pants.
I grabbed her ear and damn near yanked her out of the room. I was so angry. Pardon my language.
Mrs. Connolly, there are two ways of doing things. Jesus' way and some other way.
What's the other way?
When I file something away in the box, many of my friends and family call it repression. Maybe. I call it controlled exposure therapy. When things are quiet, when I'm alone and in a safe place, and I think I can handle it, I open the box, just a crack, and let something out. I let out only one thing at a time, one memory, one horror, one flashback, one at a time, out. And so I deal with it.
Use the brakes, right? Yeah, let's go. I got you. Okay, honey. I got you, Anna. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, just show me. Okay, no, honey. Just. Hey, honey.
You have to let her go.
I know. I'm just gonna make sure she knows how to use the brakes first.
She'll be fine. Just let
Honey,
go.
just,
I can
okay.
do it.
What?
She'll be fine.
Use the brakes, honey.
Fine.
Use the brakes. Woohoo! Good job, honey.
That girl.
She can do it. Come back, Anna.
How's he doing?
Well, he's stabilized. We're watching him really close. This hair helps regulate the cerebral pressure.
Brain damage?
Let me have the doctor come talk with you. Let me know if there's anything else I can do.
Hey, Sam. You just get better. You hear me? Oh. Father, I can't let go. Please don't take Sam from me.
Images most will likely never forget. People shot, injured, killed when a young man randomly opened fire at Trolley Square.
But right now, our #1 priority is to get everybody out safely.
Police
Dad,
arrived within 3 minutes.
I want to
of
go to
the first
church.
shots. Within 6, the shooter was
I need to see
detained
some friends.
and then killed.
This suspect demonstrated his intent was to shoot as many people as he possibly could.
You may want to shave.
The officer's actions
Bishop.
will stop that.
In active shooter situations, police now demonstrate what is called an
Okay, I got it.
All right. I'm gonna get Grandma and Grandpa to pull up the car. I'll be back.
God took Adam's rib. Ma.
Okay, honey. I know.
Hey, Ma.
Oh, I can take it another way if you want me to. I
Can't
will.
turn around now, son. Just get back up on the horse, right?
Yeah. Right, Dad. Just gotta ride it out, huh?
Michael, help your father in. I suppose you're going to tell me silence is in order, Paul, right? Why did you say get back up on your horse? It was insensitive and
We
unthinking.
all got to face the reality.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
I'm going into church now.
Oh, this is a tragedy. Get back up on your horse.
Then the words just
become more sincere when you pray. And it's through that sincerity that we are able to make a connection and a relationship with our Heavenly Father.
Would you like to say something? Thank you, honey. I don't know how we got here today. It's been extremely difficult to process what has happened. Normally, standing up here, I would have some counsel, some story about Christ. But I can't think of anything today. I believe my faith will get me through this. I hope to be with Michelle, Ben and Anna again.
No pain, no gain. Ever heard that?
Come on, son.
Soccer,
I
baseball.
don't care. Dad!
It's okay, son. I'm here.
You have to work through this if you want to play those games
You
again.
know, I think we've done
I don't care. It hurts.
All right, all right. I think it's enough for now. We will take a break. Let's. Okay. There we go.
Okay, turn around.
You did great.
Turn around.
There you go. Good job. Mr. Williams, could I speak to you for a minute?
Sure.
This is going to take some time.
Yeah, this isn't exactly how I imagined the healing process to be.
It's a marathon. You can't think of it like a sprint.
Yeah, are we gonna get a break here? How long is this gonna take?
This is going to be a year of firsts for you and Sam.
Year of firsts. Could you be a little bit more specific?
He is relearning how to eat, how to walk, everything. He is starting over.
How do you know?
I'm not.
You don't know! Year of firsts. Let's go, son. Hang on this, son.
Wind is strong today, huh?
What they said. Walk through it.
Wait till Daddy gets to Sammy.
Good. We need to walk. That's it. Okay, Mom?
Oh, Chris.
Hey.
Oh, no. Oh.
It's okay,
Should
Mom.
I run?
Mom, it's okay.
Oh, I'm so
No, it's okay. It's
sorry.
okay.
Okay,
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, let me take that. Hey, Sammy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sammy.
Okay, Sammy. Keep going. Come on, Sam. You
Get the door.
Yeah.
Thanks. Sam, let Grandma get past. Okay, keep going. That's it.
Hey, Sammy. Hey, Sam. Sammy? Sammy, you okay? Hey, Sam. Hey, Sammy, don't do this. Sammy! Sammy!
Hey, Dad.
Sammy, you okay?
Yeah.
Under Provision 1, we will secede negligent cause if Mr. Williams can identify Mr. Wright. Have you ever seen Mr. Curtis Wright before this week?
Just in the snippets on the news. They didn't really show his face, though.
So you didn't see him at the scene of the accident?
Yes. Well, no, I'm sorry. It was dark, but I saw his silhouette.
Did you see anyone else driving that SUV?
No.
So you never really saw Mr. Wright driving that car?
I think it's been well established that Mr. Wright was driving that night.
That's what we're here to determine, Mr. Williams. Earlier, you stated after the accident that you woke up. Did you fall asleep at the wheel?
No.
It had been a long week, you said. Were you exhausted?
I was a little tired, I suppose.
Is it possible that you had a seizure that night?
Absolutely not.
Have you ever had a seizure before?
Excuse me, what are you getting at here? I'm not at fault.
Then just answer the questions, please.
In the police report, you stated your foot was all the way down on that accelerator. Immediately after impact, revving the engine, you said. When did you push down so hard on the accelerator?
Wait,
Your
what?
foot was jammed down on the accelerator. That happened just before the accident, didn't it?
I suppose it was as a result of the accident, the crash.
Have you ever thought about suicide, Mr. Williams?
Is that before or after the accident?
Really, Mark? Your client decimated this man's family. We're done here.
My client has rights too.
Should be ashamed.
We'll see you in court.
Thank you.
What did you do? What are you doing? Chris! What are you doing?
Tidying up.
I guess you think this is funny. I wish you'd let some lawyers handle this for you. This shouldn't have to cost you any money. What's wrong with you? Look at this. All these lawyers, they sent you letters. They all want to represent you in your lawsuit.
Lawsuit?
Yes, your civil lawsuit when you sue. Well, where are you going with those?
Mom, these are.
You're not going to do this again.
Ambulance chasers.
I don't think that's very funny at all. What are you doing?
Hey, Sammy.
Who's gonna pay for these bills, Chris?
I don't
What's
know.
in your mind? What's the plan?
I don't know, Mom.
Oh, I guess you're surprised about this. I don't get this whole thing. Come on, Sammy, let's go to bed. It's late.
What? Come on. It's not too late.
Do what
It's
Grandma
late.
says.
What
Come on,
is it?
up.
Give me the remote.
Audi, let's go. Listen
No,
to your father.
just listen to your grandma.
Come
Get
on.
to bed.
Come on. His family should pay for what he did. Did you hear me? And they should be broke for the rest of their lives. Not a dime in their pocket.
I hear you.
All right, let's go. Upstairs. Come on. Up. We're going. We're going. I'll read you a story about how your father makes jokes about owing $75,000. Thinks it's funny.
Hey, Shane.
See that? Only if there was a silver if I wanted to give, you know, the runner-up a good day. So yeah, that's how it's done. Oh. Woo! Ready for this, Dad? Ready?
Okay, what are you gonna do first,
Okay,
man?
get the feet. Come on. Okay, zoom in on the feet there.
Okay, show me your best trick.
Okay.
You can do better.
So
Come on, show me another trick.
Oh, I think it was my shoes. They're kind of worn out.
Ben, you said come on.
Well, see, I thought about that, but then I don't think the world's ready for this move yet. You know, I'm just waiting for the right time to release it. Okay, you ready for this? Just the preview though, not the full.
Okay, show us what you got.
Like an airplane.
Nice, Ben. Hey, Ben. Ben!
What are you doing here?
Moving in. The place is so empty now.
Dad? Dad?
Dad, what do you want?
I want you to stop playing these video games. Just turn it off and get to bed. Don't ignore me. You took them from me. I'm talking to you. Don't ignore me. Hey!
All rise. People versus Curtis Wright. The Honorable Judge Dartliff presiding. You may be seated.
All right. Is the defense prepared with its opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense proposes that the defendant, Curtis Wright, be tried in this case as a juvenile. He was 17 at the time the accident occurred, and thus under law, he is entitled to juvenile status in any court proceedings. Those are the facts. The law is very clear in this matter. He should be remanded to a juvenile detention where he can receive counseling for the trauma sustained from the accident. Admittedly, he may need some treatment for alcohol disease, not incarceration. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that you in that photo?
That's me.
And there, can you point yourself out in that photo, please?
That one's me.
Do you know where these photos were taken from?
From my cell phone?
Is that Mr. Wright next to you?
Yes.
Was Mr. Wright drinking that evening?
He may have had a little.
Define a little.
He had a whole bottle with him at the store. It's in his jacket.
A bottle of what?
It looked like vodka.
Vodka. Did you consider stopping him from driving?
No.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Witness is dismissed.
Your Honor, we'd like to present state's evidence items regarding photos taken at the scene of the crash, items 200A through 252A.
All right, present your evidence.
Thank you. The first photo you see is of the Williams vehicle. You'll notice that the right side is completely crushed. The Williams family vehicle was knocked 40 feet backwards up a ramp into the support pillars of an overpass. Mr. Wright's vehicle, you'll see there, was overturned 48 feet from the Williams vehicle. Mr. Wright's injuries were minimal. Right torso, abrasions to the crown of his head, and his left arm. Samuel Williams survived the impact with critical injuries to his head and face. Photo 222, you'll see the Williams girl, Anna, age 9. Autopsied. And the son, Ben, age 11, at the scene. And autopsied. Please note the significant damage to his right torso. Evidence of severe trauma. If you'll go to the next photo, you'll see the mother, Michelle Williams, age 34, autopsied. Note her right arm. I'd also like you to note, this is autopsy filing, February 9th, 2007. Note 15, I've highlighted it, I'll read it here. The artery was detached from the heart due to the force of side impact, certainly due to speeds in excess of 80 miles per hour. The final photos you'll see there are of the infant. 5 months. Died instantly. In utero. And autopsied. Chris. It's time. Please state your full name for the record.
Christopher Dorney Williams.
Would you please tell us what happened on the night of February 9th, 2007?
It was, it was like any other night. We had just had dinner at our favorite Mexican restaurant, and we decided to get some ice cream. We traveled down a road we've done 1,000 times. It's a freeway underpass, and as we were going under, Michelle saw 2 headlights coming at us in our lane at freeway speeds. I tried to swerve, but I was too late. The car was too fast. And then nothing. Everything just went white. When I came to, my leg was trapped. My foot was pushed up against the gas pedal right down to the floor, and I thought there might be a fire, so I pulled my leg away, and that's when I saw Michelle. And she had a cut on her elbow. And it wasn't bleeding. And I knew from my time as a teenager working in the hospital that her heart had stopped. She was gone. And then I heard a new sound. Horrible sound. First, I didn't know what it was. It wasn't the revving of the car engine. I realized it was me. I immediately knew that Ben and Anna were gone. Then I heard Sam cry out. He was behind me, and I knew he was going to be okay. Then I saw someone get out of the car that hit us.
Did it appear as though he were fleeing?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. He just seemed to be wandering away from his car.
Can you confirm that this is the vehicle you saw?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Dad. Dad.
What?
I'm going to David's house.
Okay.
Dad, did you hear him?
What? Hey, Michael? Wait up.
Why don't you stay here tonight? It's been a long day for all of us. Michael.
Why do you care all of a sudden? What? Now you're a dad again?
What's that supposed to mean?
Dad, I'm hungry.
You hungry? You just ate.
I want a meat dish.
You want a meat dish? Here, just have that.
Aren't you angry?
Yes, of course I'm angry, Michael.
And why don't you show it? Don't you miss them?
What do you want me to do?
Stop pretending like everything's gonna be okay. My life is screwed. Your life is screwed.
Michael, have some respect. He's your father.
You have to be respectable to get my respect.
What did you say? You think this is easy? Holding the ship together? Every day. It's hell for me.
Then do something! Scream at me, hit me, do something! You're afraid. Why didn't you fight for Mom? For Ben and Anna in the courtroom? Why are you holding back?
It's not my job to prove him guilty. They all know what he's done.
Stop pretending to care about him. He could care less about you. What about us?
Look, I am doing the best that I can. All of this? I need some help here, Michael.
I'm not a shrink, Dad. Sometimes I wish Mom had been driving.
Hey, Michael.
I'm losing him.
No, I wasn't aware. He was absent. Yes, I'll have a long talk with him when he gets home. Yes, I know. He's always been a good student. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you letting me know. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey.
I just had a thought I wanted to share, because looks like you could use the help.
Sure. Have a seat.
I took care of these accounts for you.
Oh. That's,
They were kind of being ignored.
Ah. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Listen, Chris, in a way, I understand what you're going through. A couple years ago, a man injured my family. Pretty bad. Anyway, I was a mess, and I didn't know what to do. So I decided that the best thing for me to do was to pursue him legally. And even though it didn't undo what was done, it took pressure off when life got complicated. And I'm telling you, it does not get easier. It might sound shallow, but the money did help.
So what did you get? Did you get a settlement?
Yeah, I paid off my house, bills. I work because I enjoy it so much. It keeps me sharp. Look, Chris, I know you may be fighting this, but did they hire lawyers?
Yes, they did.
From what I hear, this boy's parents aren't hurting.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
You know what? Call me anytime if you want to talk.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Lunch is always nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
See ya.
You hungry tonight?
See, you still haven't cleaned the microwave.
Maybe you sued that boy.
What boy?
This boy.
Yep, guess you, found me out, huh?
I knew you. Why didn't you say something? I thought we were friends. You can talk to me about it. Ah.
It's good to know. Thanks.
I mean, I understand you. You're a religious guy.
Where's God now, huh?
What, you think he could have prevented it?
I have no idea what God's doing to me.
Maybe he was asleep at the wheel. Could have had a few more days to really savor things, to lock in a memory of their faces before they went. I mean, a few more days. Maybe he could have just changed that one light from green to red or red to green. Would have taken hardly any effort at all. He created the universe. Couldn't he change one light for you? What about the boy's friends? Couldn't they stop him from driving off? I mean, what if?
I just wish that...
You can't go there, Mr. Williams. The what-if game. It'll do no good. If you go there, you will never come back.
I think I'm already gone.
Are you sick? Do you have the flu?
What? No.
Huh? Are you throwing up?
No.
They had the runs, headache, the cramps?
No, look, I'm fine.
You've had the flu before, right?
Sure.
But not now. And when you're going through it, it's everything. It's horrible. But you don't have the flu. It's like it never happened. This thing is like the flu. It will pass from us.
This is nothing like the flu.
So strange, so insane what people do. You do what you need to do. To hell with them, what they say. Go, it's late, my friend. Be with your boys. I'll clean the microwave.
What is this?
The insurance company won't pay for the medical. The medical say the auto insurance should pay. I just talked to someone at the auto insurance who said they don't pay for medical. What is the point of paying for insurance if not for this?
This is just not right. You can't let this happen. Chris, he's an adult. If you let him get off easy, you're gonna pay this entire bill. And I don't know where you think you're gonna get this money, bud. Do you hear me?
What do you want me to do? I don't know what to do.
I am not asking for you to burn down his house. I'm just asking you, and I expect you, to let justice do what justice does. Please.
I'm a preacher, Ma.
I know.
I counsel people to love their enemies.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want my family back.
We all want them back. But Curtis still has his loving family around him, doesn't he? Think about it.
was that?
Hello?
Dad, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
This is what we came here
I
for.
know, but I thought this is what you wanted, right?
Yes, but I want to enjoy it. Chris, put the camera down, please.
Honey, I'm getting some raw documentary-style footage for the trip. Give me a minute. Okay, look, it just doesn't make any sense to travel all that distance, waste all that gas. We can get there so much quicker.
Well, it doesn't make sense to go at all then. I mean, why go? We came for the fireflies.
It doesn't make any sense, honey.
Sometimes life's about doing things that don't make sense.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Before we go to court tomorrow, I want you to see something. This is the defendant's vehicle. You can see from the damage there the impact that caused the car to flip. When a car flips, that means typically the vehicle's traveling in excess of 75 miles an hour. There was 200 feet between you and the other vehicle. And at that speed, there was absolutely no way you could have avoided a collision.
Turn right, left, straight, brakes. None of it would have mattered with that kid's SUV.
And he walked away.
They always do. Their buzz makes them more relaxed at the time of impact. It's ironic.
It's infuriating, you mean?
Yeah. Well, it's not your fault.
Chris, we only get one shot at this. After Mr. Wright failed the breathalyzer, the sheriff certified that he had a blood alcohol level of 0.1%. But this measurement was taken nearly an hour after the crash, suggesting that he may indeed have had an even higher blood alcohol level when he picked up his keys and got into his SUV. The law makes a distinction between child and adult because children do childish things, but adults are accountable for their actions. The question is whether Mr. Wright was simply juvenile in his behavior, or if he should take responsibility for the damages and the tremendous and ongoing pain he inflicted on the Williams family. They died because of conscious and deliberate decisions made by Mr. Wright. Now, Mr. Wright wanted to be an adult. He certainly drank like an adult. But now he wants to insult the memories of his victims with his request to be considered just one more time, just for a moment, a child. Would that it were that easy. Do-overs don't exist in the real world, and they shouldn't exist in the court of law. The state strongly recommends that Mr. Wright stand trial as an adult. This was manslaughter. Just as sure as if he had picked up a gun, only this time he got in his car. Thank you.
Is the defense ready with its final statement?
Yes, Your Honor. One mistake. He was a juvenile who made one mistake. Wrong place, wrong time. Are we going to take away his whole life for this? One accident, one mistake. He had no prior record. He was just a kid in high school who made a stupid decision. The fact is, this young man is a juvenile. The state may not like that fact, but he was 17 when the accident occurred. He must be tried as a juvenile. So the law states. Thank you.
Before I render my decision, there is one more opinion I would like to take under careful consideration. I would like to ask you a question, Mr. Williams. In your opinion, should the court try Mr. Wright as a juvenile or an adult? Mr. Williams, you do have an opinion on how Mr. Wright should be tried?
I believe the responsibility of that decision is up to you, Your Honor. But I will say this. He's already been given a life sentence. We both have. No matter what you decide. I just hope he can honor the memory of those who died by making something of his life. I don't want retribution. I just want what's best for Curtis.
All rise. You may be seated.
All right, we've seen and heard a lot of testimony in this case, some of it very difficult. It is the opinion of this court that the defendant, Curtis Wright, shall be tried appropriate to his age as a juvenile. His maximum sentence shall not exceed 3 years or until he turns the age of 21. This court is now adjourned.
Congratulations, Counselor. Well, you really threw us under the bus.
Michael? Where have you been?
I was taking a walk.
At 4 in the morning?
It helps me think.
Get your brother. We're gonna go for a ride. I used to bring your mom out here a lot when we first married. I'm sorry, Michael. I'm having a really hard time filling Mom's shoes. I brought you here to tell you about my accident.
Forget it, Dad. Every time I hear it, I get freaked out.
It's not the accident that I want to tell you about. I want to talk to you about something that happened 30 years ago. I was about your age. I was driving home from my new job at the hospital, and I heard a thump, like someone threw a rock or a ball or something at the side of the car, and I stopped the car, and I looked out the side of the window, and all I could see was this small boy standing there. He didn't seem upset or hurt. He seemed fine. A neighbor had called the police, and they put me in the back of the police car. And the police officer, he asked me a million questions. He wrote down every detail I could recall. I hadn't been speeding. I wasn't distracted. I was confused. I said, why are all these people around my car? And he said, there's a boy trapped in the wheel well of your car. See, the big brother had chased the little brother out into the street.
What happened to him? Little brother.
He died a few days later, Sam.
You killed the boy?
I didn't know what to do. I think I was just weighed down with guilt and fear. I took this man's son from them. And even though I knew it was an accident, it still didn't help what I felt. I was lost for a long time. His mother, she wrote me this.
Dear Chris, I believe that you, Chris, were chosen to bring about the physical change in James that caused him to leave this world through death. Because of the physical damage to our little boy, it made it easier for us to let him go. It was his time. Believe in God, Chris. He loves you. Let this come for you. Work for him. There's wonderful things in store for you. And always remember, we have forgiven you. I had no idea that. I'm sorry, Dad.
Mom would be happy right now. All of our men together like this.
Hello?
Is this Mr. Williams?
Yes?
Mr. Williams, my name is Mrs. Verdant over at the County Juvenile Detention Center.
Yes?
I've been assigned to work with Curtis Wright about the accident. We're doing a form of empathy therapy with him.
What's that?
Curtis would like to talk to you. But we were wondering if you could come down to the facility and meet with him on Friday.
Many times I asked, why me? Why did this happen to me? And I guess I came to the conclusion, why not me? Our family was very close. God knew our family bond would survive. be together again in the next life. I've discovered how the story of the prodigal son is very like my story. A teenage boy seemingly threw his life away for what? For nothing, for some alcohol. He crashed into my family, taking them from me. I was the good son, the jealous one. I resented my father for giving the wayward son the fatted calf. He survived. He had his family. He could still write his own future. I wanted to take something from him. Because he took so much from me. I wanted to take his freedom. And then I realized that wasn't my job. That was in Christ's hands. I nearly got in the way of a son returning home to his father, finding his way home. I had to let it go. Emma?
Come sit by me. I have something to say.
Okay. What did I do now?
Chris, I love you for wanting to forgive. I really do. I don't know if I can. I don't even know if I want to. It was such a big loss for me. It's just who I am.
I'm gonna see him. He asked me to visit him in juvenile prison, and I hope I can offer him some comfort. Oh, the bills got paid.
Really?
There's a state fund, fines levied against criminal offenders. They're gonna cover the costs.
You were brilliant today. Brilliant.
Christopher Williams to see Curtis Wright.
Identification below, please.
My ID.
Down here till the door shuts, please.
Right.
Mr. Williams.
Yes.
I'm Mrs. Verdant.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for being here. I really think that this is going to help Curtis. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Curtis, this is Mr. Williams.
You can call me Chris.
Curtis has prepared some questions to ask you, Chris. He'd like to try to understand what you've been going through.
Sure. Fire away. What was Michelle like?
What was Ben like? Anna? The kidney better for you?
You ask a lot of questions. It reminds me of my son, Michael.
Is there anything that I can do to make it up to you? Or to help?
No. Not really.
How did you survive?
Sometimes it seemed like there were angels helping me. Guardian angels.
Curtis, is there anything else you'd like to ask Chris?
Why didn't you hate me? After everything that I've done to your family, how is it that you were able to forgive me?
It wasn't me, Curtis. I'm nothing. You destroyed me. You destroyed my life. And I wanted to destroy you. Many times. Someday when you have a wife and children, you'll really understand what you took from me. And now you're living in a prison of guilt and regret. But you don't need to. I don't want you to. When I saw your car for the first time, and I didn't know who you were or why this was happening to me. You know, just as the pain of my broken ribs was starting to kick in, and the pain of my crushed life, my wife, my kids, sitting dead next to me. Just as it was all crushing in, I heard a voice. And the voice was a command. It wasn't a suggestion. And it was a distinct voice, and I could hear it just over my left shoulder. And it said, let it go.
Whose voice was it?
I'm not sure. But it was speaking to both of us, Curtis. You need to do as much as you can to repair the damage you've done. Help other people somehow.
and pick a date. And after that date, you need to let it go. You need to let it all just go.
Thank you. Thank you.
People say to me all the time, I couldn't do what you did. I tell them, I didn't do it. I couldn't do it. He did it. That's how I escaped the box. Houdini watched for decades, hoping and searching for someone to say his mother's keyword. If he heard that keyword from a psychic, a soothsayer, a medium, this would be his proof. It would mean his mom was still there, somewhere, communicating, sending him a sign. I want to take you to see some real fireflies. Signs. I don't need a sign. I know.